What's going on, my light and ones? It's your boy Mosh the MC, and we're back again. And one thing I realized that I have probably 4 of these head ties, and there's really one special one that I happened to misplace the other day, and I'm not really sure where it is. It had a nice like blue teal to it. I don't know if blue and teal are the same color. Don't judge me, but it had like a really nice teal to it, and I really want to find it, and I've looked everywhere and I can't find it. But so today we're bringing back the flower one. But today we're talking about ancient weapons and Wano. Okay. So I don't even know where I want to begin with this because there's so many things we can actually talk about. But first, let's talk about Shirahoshi. I'm gonna try to stay away from the whole Sea Kings and the prophecy and the two sovereign kings meeting. I'm gonna try to stay away from that line of thinking and focus more on Uranus and Wano. But first, we're gonna start off with Poseidon. So Poseidon, as we know, is Shirahoshi, and she's able to control the Sea Kings. And when you think about, actually, I'm gonna talk about all 3 weapons right now. When you think about the emotional capacity with all 3 weapons, right? My guess, first I have to talk about how Uranus, I believe, is a dragon, and being able to control the dragon is a power in itself. But the dragon itself is the weapon, but being able to control the dragon is something people are looking for. And I think maybe people on the Kozuki line can do it, or only people from the Kozuki line can do it, or people of the D clan can do it. I think it's one or the other. So maybe they're one and the same. Maybe the D clan derives from the Kozuki clan, but who knows? But so with Poseidon, it was Shirahoshi being emotional that basically drew the Sea Kings to her. With Pluton, it was the emotional involvement of Vivi and Alabasta. And with possibly Uranus being the dragon. I'm saying Uranus is the dragon because dragon is the god of sky. I believe Uranus is the god of sky. Dragons are the god of sky, and they can control the weather. That's why I believe they're in the same realm. And the aspect of Pluton in the emotional state is Momonosuke, and how he's emotional and he can control his dragon. He couldn't control his dragon transformation because he would get too emotional sometimes. And how now he can actually control it better because he's able to control his emotions and actually control the transformation itself. With that being said, I think Wano closed its borders because it was scared from the external powers, right? And the external powers were one of the ancient weapons. And I believe one of the ancient weapons was a dragon. And he closed Wano's borders, biding time until it was time to actually take down the celestial dragons. And he wasn't afraid of hiding in Wano because he knew of Ryuma. I'm talking about Joe-Boy. He knew of Ryuma. And if the dragon did come, Ryuma would be the one to slay the dragon because Ryuma was probably the strongest at that point. Probably the strongest in the, like, just how Mihawk is like the strongest swordsman. And because of that, he's possibly stronger than Shanks. Shanks is supposed to be one of the strongest people in the verse. I believe it's almost the same thing with Ryuma. Ryuma was the sword god. And at that point, he was able to, I mean, I don't know if he got the sword god or god of the sword until after he slayed the dragon or before he slayed the dragon. But I feel like it's in the same ballpark that he knew he was strong enough to slay the dragon. So, when I want to talk about Poseidon, the reason why Poseidon is going to play a big part in everything is the actual the mobility or being able to mobile the actual Sea Kings. And the fact that they're able to talk with each other, right? I believe that has something to do with King's Haki. Okay? So, Sea Kings are obviously the kings of the sea. Uranus, god of the sky, and Pluton. Where does Pluton play into this whole thing? Well, the reason why I like Pluton a lot and it being a weapon used to destroy islands is because out of all of them, Pluton is the only one that's actually man-made. So we know that Pluton is a ship and it's somewhere in Alabasta, or the direction to where it is in Alabasta. And Frankie knows the blueprints to something to destroy Pluton, not Pluton itself, I think. Yes, Pluton. The blueprints Frankie has was to develop a Pluton or Pluton countermeasure. And this is how it's going to go. So we know Fishman Island. Okay, I actually have to talk about the prophecy, so let me just lay it out. We know Fishman Island has to be destroyed. We know the Noah needs to be used. And we know Marijoa and the Celestial Dragons need to fall. So, what I believe is Celestial Dragons, I believe they're saying that they were the gods of the dragons, meaning they control the dragons. So, it would make sense for Uranus, god of the sky, or dragon, to be the one to destroy the celestial dragons. And when you think about how the revolutionaries, the one that wants to take down the celestial dragons, is actually led by Monkey D. Dragon. 2, when you think about the Sea Kings, being able to move the Sea Kings is relevant to how the people from the destroyed Fishman Island would be able to actually be transported. We know that they can actually transport the whole Noah, and I feel that if they can get all the people on the Fishman Island to the Noah and transport them, when it's time for the destruction of the Fishman Island happens, they will be saved. And I believe that this destruction of Mary Joie will be the very reason why Fishman Island is actually destroyed. So Pluton comes into play because Pluton's able to destroy an island. I feel like Pluton's actually going to destroy the red line above the water. The dragons are going to destroy Mary Joie above the red line. Yeah, Pluton's going to destroy the red line above water. Uranus is going to be used to destroy the Mary Joie above the red line. And then the Sea Kings are going to be used to destroy the red line below. And the crashing and the intersection of Mary Joie falling and Fishman Island being destroyed or coming up and being destroyed is the culmination of the three ancient weapons. And the thing with Roger and Joy Boy and the message that he possibly left at Laugh-Tale, was that he was too early. And the reason why and it shows that he was too early because the Sovereign Kings weren't born yet. Sure, Horseshoe wasn't born yet, and that was the reason why Roger was too early to be or get the One Piece. Granted, I'm not gonna correlate the One Piece to actually being the destruction of the Red Line, but I know the Red Line needs to be destroyed in order to move forward. Yeah, because even when you think about it, to find the All Blue, the intersection of the Red Line, to find the All Blue, I think the Red Line needs to be destroyed. And yes, I think Zeph talked about the Red Line actually being real. I can't remember who it was, but the All Blue being real. So it needs to happen. But let's dive down into each of the ancient weapons why I think it's a dragon. Well, one, we know that dragons have the ability to control the weather, and that's why Kaido's able to, I believe that's why Kaido's able to actually control the weather. Maybe it's his Kankuro Saki, maybe not. But then when you think back to the Oro Jackson and the Rogers crew, and when they face off with Shiki, the egg on the ship is definitely a dragon egg. I don't know what else it could possibly be. I know there's a lot of races in the world in the One Piece verse, but I believe it's a dragon. And if you're talking about parallels and situations that coincide, when you think about how Luffy is able to use the voice of all things, and Kankuro Saki, I believe, is the combination of two of them to talk to Momo, who has the voice of all things, and Momo is a dragon, right? Or is part dragon with a devil fruit. I believe the correlation there would be Roger doing the same thing with the dragon egg on his ship. And in doing so, he changed the weather of the battle that was proceeding with Shiki, and that was how he was able to overcome. So I believe Uranus is actually one of two parts, being able to actually the dragon, but being able to control the dragon. And I believe Im-sama is looking for a D-Clan member to do so. Oh, she doesn't want or they don't want a D-Clan member because they're able to do so. She can't go after Marshall D. Teach Knives Yonko. They want to eliminate Luffy. That's probably who Shanks talked about, maybe them or Blackbeard. Blackbeard is too strong to eliminate. Luffy right now is just living his life, but Luffy may be the next Joy Boy. But how he's going about things, that's why he cut the picture of Luffy, because we're not really sure what he's planning to do and how he's going about things, and it's really hard to take out someone like Luffy. And maybe because of Shanks, why they can't take out Luffy, and that's why she was upset, and Blackbeard's just too powerful to take out by himself. Look at other people in the D-Clan. I don't think they know about Law. I don't think they know Monkey D. Garp, but Monkey D. Garp already says, to hell with all you people. He doesn't follow the Admiral. He doesn't want to be an Admiral because he doesn't want to be under the Celestial Dragons, and that could be possibly the reason. And also, maybe the reason that he didn't want to be part of the Celestial Dragons also happened at God Valley. And, I mean, probably before God Valley, but God Valley could have been where dragons are bred. And this is where my theory comes from with God Valley, right? Not only did Kaido get his devil fruit from God Valley, right? Is it possible, right, that Dragon was either born on God Valley or had something else something to do with God Valley, and maybe born there, his mom was there, or his wife could have been a celestial dragon. There's so many implications. There's so many things we don't know about Dragon, but I feel like God Valley has a significant part, and the reason why it's so emphasized to me is because Garp's name was made at God Valley. He was already a strong Marine, but his name was made at God Valley. There's so many implications behind God Valley, and it showing up missing, so much so they actually went to wipe the records of God Valley even existing, and half the Marines don't even, most of the Marines don't even know about it. And it would make sense that Dragon would be a part of God Valley, somehow, some way. Maybe he was born there, maybe he was there, maybe his mom was there, or something along the lines. Because I don't think Garp is Dragon's dad. So it would have to be between Garp's mom, and that's how he's related to Luffy. So the mom has something to do with God Valley or the Celestial Dragons. So it would tie hand in hand. Because Garp looks really, I mean, Dragon and Garp look alike, and I feel like Dragon is actually literally the embodiment of a dragon being able to control the weather. And I was saying that either Dragon did one of two things, and that's why he's the most wanted man. Oh, one of three things. He either killed a dragon, took a dragon's power, or is a dragon. It's one of the three. And he's the most wanted man because of the power he holds. And the reason why he's wanted as well is because they want the dragon. They want, if he is a dragon or has the power of the dragon, they want that. And that's why it's showing, because of all three aspects. They want, the world government wants all three ancient weapons. From the mission with CP9, they wanted Pluton. I mean, they wanted Pluton. With now them going to Alabasta to take the, did I say Pluton? Yeah, they wanted Pluton with CP9. They wanted Shirahoshi, but they don't know. But she's a queen and she's in the Fishman Island, so it's hard to obtain Shirahoshi. And Uranus is actually a dragon, and they want a dragon. That's why he's the most wanted man. So it all adds up. And I probably explained it all over the place just now, but it makes sense the way it's formatted. And Joy Boy was a person who wanted to break the balance of like how power was. Like Joy Boy was probably someone like Luffy and like Luffy's will. He was going around enjoying and seeing the people in the races and other things. And probably the dream that him, Luffy, and Roger both had, Joy Boy probably had as well. And to be Joy Boy, he was a person. So I don't think it's either he was sent forward in the future by Toki's powers, or he's dead. And he's now a title for a person who can possibly do the thing that Joy Boy wanted to do. And the reason why Kaido said, Luffy, I guess you weren't Joy Boy either, is because Kaido actually thought he killed Luffy, so he wasn't able to fulfill the dream that Joy Boy had as well. So I want to talk about now the external powers coming to Wano, and how Wano is how the slaying of the dragon, I gotta take my retainer out, but I don't want to. The slaying of the dragon could have possibly tied into Uranus. So if Uranus was actually a dragon and was slain by Ryuma, the external powers could have possibly been another dragon. Possibly the world government actually has a dragon. And here's why I think that. So when Doflamingo talked about, he had mentioned the treasure underneath Marijois, and if he had it, he could control the world. In that same panel, on the same page, he mentioned the personality switching ability of the Appi Appi no Mi, the power to shambles things with the Appi Appi no Mi, and then the immortal surgery. So imagine them having a dragon, right? And they can't control it because they're not part of the D-Clan. They don't have a Kozuki. They don't have an ancient weapon, and like Momonosuke is able to control, just like how Shirahoshi is able to control ancient creatures. Sea King's Momonosuke Zunisha. They can't control the dragon. But somehow, someway, they figure it out. Because now, with the lineage factor and Vegapunk actually increasing his studies, I feel like in some way, shape, or form, he has attained the way to either recreate a dragon or control a dragon. And the reason being is how it all started on Punk Hazard. So people are thinking Kaido may be the dragon to be slain. But remember, at this point, now we know of two dragons. One is Momonosuke, one is Kaido, but Momonosuke is young. Kaido being slain does not play into the factor of how Uranus is an external power and it could possibly be a dragon. Because Kaido himself is not Uranus, but Kaido is a dragon. So it makes me think that another dragon is going to come. Who knows what kind of dragon? Maybe it's controlled by someone like Golden Lion Shiki, but I mean that's way out there. Or maybe like the SSG could possibly be the culmination of the Devil Fruit research, lineage factor research, and then the research on Devil Fruits, having recreated the Uranus. And that's why the world government's going to take Pluton. And the only one they're missing right now is Shirahoshi. And that's why the reason why Im-sama threw a dagger through Shirahoshi's face is because that's the one person they either have to kill or attain. If they're able to do so, then they would have all three ancient weapons. And the reason why I think Uranus is probably going to show up to Wano is because of they're supposed to open the borders of Wano. And it's going to be a repeat of how they closed the borders of Wano. They closed it down because of the external forces, but now they have to open it up for the arrival of Joy Boy, and Joy Boy is going to be the one to slay the external forces. Maybe alongside Kaido, maybe Kaido dies, or Kaido actually, no, I think Kaido needs to be defeated. But I think he's defeated and then he actually ends up helping them take down the true dragon. Because I feel like Kaido is only Kaido's cursed. This is what I believe. Kaido's cursed between in the lineage of the ancient giants or Oni because he's not able to die. And it all makes sense because if Kaido's not able to die, if the reason he can't die is because he's cursed, like Zunisha was cursed or sentenced to walk the earth, Kaido was cursed to live until XYZ happens. So maybe Kaido's actually there. Maybe I just thought something. I've been all over the place in this video, but I just thought something. Maybe Kaido is the reincarnation of the dragon, right? Or the ancient giant. And his goals or his path was to join the Rocks crew to attain that devil fruit, maybe to possibly go to God Valley, because maybe he was even the one to tell them about God Valley, right? Because yes, he was an apprentice pirate, but at the same time, we don't know a lot about Kaido. And him not being able to die, I do not believe it ties into his fruit. Because if it did, he would try 1,000 other ways to kill himself. But he didn't. You know? So, like, if it was his devil fruit, he could literally just jump in water. Like, it would make more sense to just jump into water. I mean, it's not a good way to die, but if he truly wanted to die, he would have done it that way. But it seems like he's almost incapable of dying by his own hands. And the curse can only be lifted by someone on the caliber of Joy Boy. So that's why I say he's not Joy Boy either, because he wasn't able to do the thing he needed to do, and that was slay the dragon. But that's Kaido's legacy, and I believe the other legacy is Uranus being controlled. And that's why I'm saying the whole thing with Doflamingo, because I believe he wanted to shambles out the dragon underneath Mary Joie, switch personalities with it, so now he's in the body of the dragon, and then become an immortal. And I believe the dragons actually have a humanoid form, and that's why you can see Monkey D. Dragon as the human form he is, whereas he could possibly be another dragon. And I think right now, there's a total of 4 dragons, maybe 5. Hold on, 4 or 5. All right, there's Momonosuke, there's Kaido, there's Monkey D. Dragon, there's the egg on the Roger had, and then the dragon under Mary Joie. And the egg that Roger had, or the dragon under Mary Joie, could be one and the same. They could possibly be both the same thing. So that's what I feel. Or maybe that dragon is one of 2 parts. Like maybe, no, that wouldn't make sense. I'm not even gonna say that. That's way too headcanon. But that's what I feel. So I believe the correlation of all 3 ancient weapons are going to be used to topple the power of the ancient the ancient weapons are going to be used to topple the very kingdom that used them to build the kingdom. The kingdom was built using the ancient weapons, but now it's going to be used to topple it. I believe that's like the perfect way to roundabout to come to a full roundabout from the story. But what do you guys think? It's a very topic, but I feel like it all fits. It makes sense that there's almost like 2 of each of the ancient weapons, 1 Pluton, and then 1 thing to destroy Pluton, 1 thing to control the dragons, 1 thing to kill the dragons, and I believe, and then not 1 thing to kill the dragon, 1 dragon for that Mary Joie has, and then 1 dragon that Luffy has, and then there is Shirahoshi, and I think that Im-sama is probably the other, and that the Appi Appi no Mi was used on Im-sama, and that's why Im-sama wanted it again. Oh, that's why Doflamingo wanted it this time, because he knows of the immortality surgery, because Doflamingo knows all the secrets, even probably the 5 elders and probably above. So what do you guys think, guys? Leave a comment down below. This one was hard to navigate, but I feel like I got all my points out. But leave a comment down below to me what you guys think. Like I said at the end of every single video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell button to come back next time and remain enlightened, y'all. Peace.